Let's start off with some call and response, okay? When I say a body like mine, all I need you to say back is a body like mine. So let's try that one more time. A body like mine.
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 A body like mine is too unrealistic to represent in films, TV, or any medium where medium-build chubby torso is on a proud pedestal of ashy brown knock knees. Sometimes I'm quite pleased that I've not yet been perceived by media lenses that act as plastic wrap for my appearance, quickly distributing it through Netflix supply chains ready to be consumed on high-def platters. A body like mine.
A body like mine.
A body like mine.
A body like mine.
A body like mine is too unachievable to be obtained by ordinary Olympians or your garden variety Hollywood hardbodies. It would take years of eating bountiful amounts of basmati adorned with the finest curries cooked by my mother's golden touch just to meet the nutrient requirements alone. When asked, Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger shed manly tears over how they were so near achieving a body like mine and yet didn't have the facilities for it. A body like mine.
A body like mine.
A body like mine.
A body like mine.
A body like mine is too unattractive to attract the masses. Therefore, it's quite right that I am defined as a cult classic, acquired taste, and growing on me until I'm a dad bod giant in your subconscious desires. The hair on my body is the draft excluder that keeps out fair weather lovers. The lack of muscles on my arms mean I'm unable to carry any freeloaders. And my poor eyesight means you might just need to be as special as me to catch my gaze. A body like mine.
A body like mine.
A body like mine.
A body like mine.
A body like mine is too unwieldy to swim the currents of male fashion trends. Instead, a bespoke fashion code must be etched into the Rosetta Stone of my weekly wardrobe so that those clothes exactly fit my strange slabs that I call thighs while maintaining the right length for my Bengali boy height. Like an emperor showing gladiators the thumbs down for execution, I filter ASOS for anything that won't showcase my awkward frame. My body is a guide much like the blueprint for a majestic skyscraper. Not just any glass panes will do because I need to be encased in materials that match my metal. Thank you. Yes, yes. Every time you do that, I'm just like, is he talking about me? Is he talking about me? Thank you, thank you. So yeah, I mean, I write a lot of poetry about recently I've been writing a lot of poetry about friends and family, and I think it's important to hold your friends close. Oftentimes when we don't know who we are, we look to our close friends to remind us of who we are. So this is in dedication of my friends. My chosen path was eggs that I fried instead of letting grow. Tossed in a pan, sizzling in the hot oil of my parents' words. Friends and cousins and neighbors and lovers doing up progress. But I keep my dreams parked in the bay of my bed. I walk down the Isle of Dogs on cool Tower Hamlets nights. Main road smelling of exhaust pipes and exhausted families. But a stroll in the cold feels like fresh sheets for my being. I add weights to the barbells of my thoughts. Luckily, I've got a few trusted ones who spot me. Want you to know that your banter does more for me than a million years of therapy. My mind takes the words, let's chill, and associates it with freezing time on Victoria Park's many benches. Cigarette smoke, swapped for vape smoke, swapped for cardio, and then back to fags. I hate you. I hate the smoke, but I like you lot. I like you lot a lot. Smoke out the demons, lighting up convos, our clothes are stained with smells we'll vaguely recall tomorrow. Pissing into the canal shouldn't feel as fun as it does. That's what you call dodgy streams, and I ain't talking about the footy. It's great being in the East End's armpits with no place to go. Seeing used aloe vera juice with a 20 bag. I don't know how many times I've been saved from my rash decisions by being laughed out of them. Lord knows how many times I've decided to give up fried chicken. But the ketchup is always redder in a neon-lit PFC. When it's time to go, I take the long way home, so I can enjoy the post-link-up thoughts for dessert and wonder whether I am the doubts that weigh me down or whether I am the person who my mates praise me to be. We're gonna be okay is a phrase punctuated with the word bruv, like bruv, put that egg on some toast and toast to another evening well wasted. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. I think spaces like this are so special to me, and I think, thank you for spending your Monday evening with me. I know the Metropolitan line was a nightmare today. Non-existent, exactly. And yeah, there's another strike on Wednesday. I'm not giving out travel updates here. All right, who's had a shitty job? Give me a woo. Yeah. It fucking sucks, right? And oftentimes I found working those long shifts made me quite creative because I'm just like, I need to invent ways to keep myself entertained or I'm going to go crazy here, right? So this one is called Closing. Your long white body is the canoe I use to row down a red tape river. And every evening I see the sunset on my ambitions as I delouse another sour email rejection from my inbox. I am trapped in the scroll wheel of this mouse. My cover letter reads like a suicide note for all the potential I held as a kid. And yes, I am eligible to work in the UK. Another job offer falls through like damp floorboards giving way to reality. So I am stuck serving rice bowls to office workers, my fingers bound by lashes of thick brown teriyaki. I do my shifts without opening my eyes. My manager sings me lullabies. And a customer wants to make small talk while I fold up his receipt and fly away in a paper plane. Why, oh why, do things never go right? Is a song that I can't get out of my head. While I dance slowly with the mop behind the counter, and my phone haptically whispers another no, no, no to me from the pockets of my dirty jeans. I am on the line for some answers. The hold music laughs at me in falsetto, and if I get put through to another robot, I will self-destruct. When I've closed up for the day, there are always the stolen coconut brownies there for me. My pillows at night, brown sugar sheets, sweet dreams until the morning, ready for another row down the river, another spin of the wheel. Thank you. I'm sure. So this is something. Have you guys ever had like somebody that your parents compared you to when you were growing up, like a cousin or something like that, and you're roughly the same age, and your parents are like, oh, he's done this or she's done that, and you're just like, you're not just saying that as a throwaway comment, right? So growing up, I had a cousin who was about a year older than me, and me and him, we were both the eldest sons of the family. So my mum would often kind of be like using that as a yardstick for like my own program. It sounds horrible. I love my mum, by the way. Shout out mums. But yeah, I wrote this poem basically one time where he was dropping me off home, and we were just talking about normal shit, and then like he parks up, and then suddenly, I don't know what it was, but we started talking about stuff and life, and he said a few things which really changed the way I actually saw him, because oftentimes comparison is a thief of joy, and you start seeing people as competition when really they're just there on their own journeys as well. So this poem is about my cousin. It's called 11 p.m. Parked outside that place I used to rent on the 22nd of March, 2022. My life wasn't mine alone. As much as I prayed and wished it wasn't mine. It was a table with linoleum covers and plenty of mismatched chairs, seating my bejeweled elders first, with the streaks of wisdom in their hair worth their weight in silver. Watching their precise uttering lips, I learned du'as of a different kind. One's blessing the groceries, the school run, the meat and potatoes of daily routine, day after day, meal after meal, prayer after prayer, like sea foam at the coast as it shows up and goes, appearing and disappearing again and again. It was my brothers and sisters across the country and across the stain-proof pockets of my Jessup's photo albums. I feel them chatter, breathing life into my moments in between TV shows, scrunching up homework and avoiding fights at the mosque. Black birds swirling the skies of my many anxious horizons, their names appeared in my head like rolling credits when I lost the plot. Their helium both inflated my lungs with ambition and exploded them into plastic bag confetti. I prayed as if I was the blessed one himself, putting my hands together not for the hereafter but for the here now. Ya Allah, is my life not mine alone? Is my life not mine alone? His answers with the quiet of the Fajr. Thanks, fuckers. For jokes buried under insults, buried under worries, buried under more jokes. Thanks, fuckers. You taught me to hate you for the storms, but love you for the seasons. I would give you my heart if it meant I could still love you with it in while it was in your possession and not needed beating in my overcrowded chest. And my parents, two tall, shady trees with deep hidden roots. The apple did not fall far from the tree because he wasn't allowed to leave the house. Oh, how many times I rested in your shaded boundaries when I could have enjoyed the naked rays of the sun. I kept where it was cool, and now that I see my peers with their sun-lashed skin, I feel spared but somehow still wanting to leather my skin too. My life wasn't a colouring book, it was an Arabic workbook already scrawled on by others, sandals and hangers held like pistols, and saffron rice fluffed with steaming hot duty. As much as I prayed and wished I could taste the Disney films, the porno formed from ignoring chores, you taught me that this tongue wasn't mine alone to sour. And so I kept it leashed and trained, but it's okay because I love them. I love them all and I love you. Like Ibrahim, peace be upon him, did his son. I want to love like he wanted to follow holy command, loving so hard that it drove a knife into rational thought itself, twisting it until I open my eyes and see that it made sense all along. When he sparked the engine and we drove on that night, where the stars were under the curfew of the clouds, I could feel him click into my mind's socket. He was the pin in the family's notice board after all. He was the pin. Thank you. How we doing for time? Cool. All right. Yeah, thank you so much. You've been lovely, by the way. Yeah, I love this crowd. Who likes Riz Ahmed? You know that guy on the TV?
He's from around here.
Is he?
I'm not sure. Yeah, Northwest. Yeah, he's around.
Ah. Wait, isn't that Riz Ahmed just... No, I'm joking. Nobody fell for that. All right, let's start the poem. I am a man, manufactured and multimedia. I'm A*, Cash and Curry and Oxford's poster boy assembled from W.H. Smith workbooks. I am exotic, ripe for the picking, packaging and putting into the fruit bowl of society. I am trendy, long-line kurta, stitched together by brown children over 5,000 miles away, sold to me by the all-seeing algorithm on ASOS's Instagram. Had my parents not left for this country, I may have been one of those sweatshop kids represented only by the Made in Bangladesh label. I am my mum's pacing in front of the stove and my dad's quiet idling in his Prius. My cells are populated with numbers of debt, regrets, and wrinkly dates that may at any moment burst. I am the crowded Tower Hamlets flat that kept my less lucrative passions contained until the juices ran and dried into a law degree, the shape of a neat brown splash, perfect for an otherwise white canvas. I am soon to be a Netflix film starring Riz Ahmed, as apparently he's the only brown British actor ever. He looks nothing like me, merely a shadow on a cave wall cast from burning a multitude of peoples and melting them into one smooth clay-skinned figure. I look at childhood photos of myself from when I was wheat before harvest, stood in the sun. I try scream at the child to take off on his tricycle, but the words do not leave my mouth. If I'm honest, I am a man. 6 months to promotion, half marathon for Bangladeshi schoolgirls and master's degree, inshallah. My parents raised me to be a model. At least my model is a doctor. At least my model is a lawyer. At least my model is a mortgage. At least my model is a Mercedes C-Class. If I'm honest, I'm not still watching. One day, I dreamt that that little boy I saw in my photos talked back to me like he was afraid, riding away on his bike saying, "You're not me, you're not me, you're not me." And I couldn't help but nod. If I'm honest, I'm a man who will never be the juice of an orange, just the bitter peel that keeps the juice inside. Frank Sinatra said, "That's life." Muhammad Ali said, "Don't count the days," and Riz Ahmed will win an Oscar for playing me in a film one day. When I'm old, I will watch it and wonder why they chose him to play me when I couldn't even successfully play myself.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I've got, I don't know if I should do this poem here, because I imagine there's loads of West Londoners here. I'm representing East London here. Anyone else from East London? Yes, yeah, my guy. But yeah, no. This last poem I'm going to leave you on is after a grime song by a guy called MIC. And he originally wrote about North London, and I bastardized it and stole it, basically. It's called The Only Perfect Place on Earth. East London is the only perfect place on earth. I've been here since birth, bury me in East End dirt. Cherish these streets from Whitechapel to Bow Church. Stepney Green, Bethnal Green and Shadwell is the turf. Brick Lane, Bungler Town housed immigrants and cockneys. Now all Shoreditch is overrun by them yuppies. Gentrifiers from the shires come in here and Hackney, popping up like acne, pushing us all out swiftly. £8 for a coffee? You're having a bubble. This ain't ends. Hipsters and young professionals are all pretend. Shops having to cater to these high-end bell ends, while locals get short-changed, struggling to meet ends. Insta don't have filters for the problems you're masking. We can't all get pushed out to Dagenham and Barking. But by the way it's going, we won't be lasting. EastEnders are the lifeblood, the ones who start things. And without us, what does this area have left? Soulless chain stores and corporate-sponsored theft. Houses bought by millionaires, empty, they've left. A city-annexed area with no heart in the chest. Just money in the pockets of shiny Savile Row suits. Funny because then they use our slang, another way to loot. Bankers, property developers and councillors all in cahoots. They backstabbed and bled us dry, then blamed the crime on the youths. Tech bros in hoodies that don't get profiled by the feds. Rich white girls in balaclavas because it's a new TikTok trend. Old money Donny saying, this place was a shithole, raising his glass. I'd rather go hungry than swallow the regeneration myth they peddle us. East London is the only perfect place on earth. I've been here since birth, bury me in East End dirt. That is, if it hasn't been turned into a cafe my family can't afford. That is, if it isn't the new Mayfair with houses owned by lords. The earth is only perfect when we honour the East End, where it's all happening and any geezer can be your friend. Any person can be your sibling because we're bonded by the graft. I know money rules this country, but we will have the last laugh. The last laugh will be sweet. You'll pull a face from the taste. Nectar for the working people, the ones who run this place. The ones breaking backs, driving cabs to put rice in the cooker. The ones like my dad who drives an Uber for our futures. East London is the only perfect place on earth. I've been here since birth, bury me in East End dirt. Cherish these streets from Whitechapel to Bow Church. Stepney Green, Bethnal Green and Shadwell is the turf. Thank you.